We're going to go straight to the entrance and show the papers and tell them. And if they say, Evia thinks he's going to meet us on that gate or on the gate up. And that's what I want to see. I will tell them.
No, by that gate. There's a gate.
Yeah, no, we cannot go this way. Okay, everybody's here? Okay, guys, since we're earlier, which is good, because I want to get you prepared, okay? And don't forget, you're all art history, so we need to know, okay? So,
Ionic, Corinthian.
yeah, everybody they ask you, you are art history majors. Okay? Art history majors, yeah. So, where we are now, we're in the Acropolis of Athens. And Acropolis means the upper city. Now, the Acropolis of Athens contains the most famous monuments of classical Greece from the 5th century BC. The man who was responsible for the buildings of the Acropolis, he was the governor Pericles. And Pericles was brilliant. Besides being an amazing writer, he was also married to Aspasia, she was a very well-educated woman, and she was very involved with his writings to begin with. And Pericles was the one that he came up with the idea to form the Delian League. And what was the Delian League? The Delian League, it was a league that all the Greek city-states they formed against the common enemy, the Persians. In the ancient times, who was the enemy of the Greeks was the Persian Empire. And Greece was not developed as a unified nation, it was developed as different city-states. The city-states of Athens, the city-states of Sparta. And a lot of times they would be in peace, but many times they would be in war in between them. So every time the Greek city-states they were in a war in between them, they would weaken within it. The Persians, being smart, they would attack, and it was a disaster for the Greeks. So Pericles says, look, we need to do something. We need to figure this out. And he suggests to do the Delian League, and they call it the Delian League, the unification of all the different city-states against the Persians, in the island of Delos. The island of Delos is a sacred island for the Greeks, is the place that Apollo, with his twin sister Artemis, was born. And Delos is 20 minutes from Mykonos. This is the island that I told you that it's an extra thing if you want to do, and if weather permits and it's not windy, you can go the next day to Delos. You can see all the mosaic floors, you can walk through the ancient city. So we will know when we go to Mykonos, but that's Delos. So they do this, they defeat the Persians, and in one of the invasions of the Persians before the defeat, they've taken over, they attack Athens and they destroy all the monuments of the Acropolis of Athens, which was horrific. You realize that was a disaster. And in fact, because they destroyed the monuments of the Acropolis of Athens, when Alexander the Great went all the way down to Persia to stop the Persians, it was the only place that he destroyed Persepolis. It was like a retaliation because of the monuments of the Acropolis of Athens. So the Athenian army says, no, we got now to show them, we're going to burn the city. That was the only city that he destroyed. So it was the Persepolis, that's what happened. Payback. Now, in the payback, which is an eye for an eye, make people blind, Gandhi. So myself though, in the 5th century now, Pericles, after the destruction of the monuments, he decides to rebuild the Acropolis of Athens with the money from taxes from the public. They document all the things, very transparent, all the expenses and that were written for the public to be able to come and see every single penny. And what we're going to see are built under the governor Pericles. The major architects in the Acropolis was Ictinus and Callicrates. They do the Partenon, and Mnesicles, he's going to do the Propylea that we're going to start with Evi, which is the gate to the Acropolis, and the Niki Apteros that we're going to see again, cross of the Propylea. Now, when we look at the Propylea, you're going to notice, and she's going to take us inside the Propylea that you're not allowed, so we're going to go in. The Propylea was the gate to the Acropolis. On the one side was an art gallery, and they have these beautiful paintings that they don't exist anymore. But how do we know how big they were, and how do we know that the one depicts Helen and the other one depicts so-and-so? How do we know? We have the writings by an ancient Greek writer named Pausanias, who wrote volumes, about 10 volumes of traveling around Greece about the descriptions of Greece. And he says, I'm approaching the Acropolis of Athens. I'm going up the steps as we're going to go. And then I'm facing the Propylaea. And I'm standing in front of those paintings. And I can see about 300 figures in one painting. So you got this amazing detail. And the painter was Polygnotos that you're going to see. So that's how we're going to start. Then we're going to see the Acropolis, the Parthenon. The Parthenon was dedicated to the goddess Athena. And inside the naos, the main part of the Greek temple, always the main part of the Greek temple contains the goddess or the god to whom the temple is dedicated. And there was the goddess Athena, done by Phidias. And it was a chrysolephantine statue, meaning gold and ivory. And it was about 44 feet tall. When we go to Olympia, the temple of Zeus, again Zeus was by Phidias. The statue is not anymore in existence. It was taken, nobody knows anymore. More likely got melted down. But we do not know exactly what happened to the statue, so we don't have it anymore. But we have, exactly. Very good. He knows. Now the secret game. So we are going to see this, and we will talk about the competition on the boat tomorrow. I'm going to tell you more things, and we're going to wrap it up. But you have an idea what we're going to do. Okay. Also, she's on the Parthenon. The Parthenon looks straight, but there's no straight lines. And we watch a video, The Secrets of the Parthenon. So it's all curves. And I have on your handout, I put how it is built and how it is. So they were amazing to correct the optical illusions. They're very famous. The only thing I want you also to visualize when you're looking at all those buildings are all built entirely from white pentelic marble, but they were painted with strong colors to emphasize details. There will be blues and gold and reddish. Now has been faded. In one of the museums that I'm going to take you, I'm going to show you remnants of the colors of the ancient sculpture, so you have an idea. So what we see today white, it was very colorful, so it's not what it really was. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to go to the entrance, and I'm going to tell them that